Definitely way too bright. Hello, hello, hello. On a Thursday night, I see notifications going out on my phone, so I imagine it's going to take a second for you guys to get here and to see anything that I have to say. But we are streaming here on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch or Twitter. Mr. Consultant, I have not forgotten that you got a show coming up. Am I right? I believe you have a live show tonight. Let me know if that's the case or if something changed. But I just wanted to take a moment and respond to those on the Facebook page for thank you for going out of your way to say hello and like my posts and such. I really appreciate it. It keeps us in good spirits. And it encourages us to keep going. Now, as far as YouTube goes, it's YouTube. What can I say? We're growing slowly but surely. How you doing, Jennifer? I'm not sure how you like to be. Sorry, I don't know how you like to be mentioned, full name or short name. Oh, sorry. I hope you get to feel better there, Matt. I was trying to quickly. Good. Okay, Jen. Thank you. I was gonna try to rush through this so that way nobody would miss your opportunity to be watching your show. If those of you that don't know, Paranormal Consultant is Matt, and he does shows every other day. No, just kidding, but he does great shows as a guest and the whole 9 yards. So take a moment to go over to his page and check him out. So yeah, YouTube, we're growing. Slow though. I'd love to be growing a lot more, but I don't put that on people. I put that on me because as we grow, the video production will get better. Audio might get better. I plan on buying some more equipment so that way, like soundboards and things like that. Boring things I've shared for you guys. We all have those. I had a kind of a long week, and not to diminish your situation. Yeah, that was my situation. Was I needed rest. Monday, I worked for a few hours, and then worked for about 4 hours, and then went to Ohio for a family situation, and so went there the same day, and then drove back the same day. And everything's fine. That stuff was taken care of. It wasn't no emergency or anything like that. Denny says, I'm growing till I split my pants. Well, we all have goals, right? But so unfortunately, when we were in Ohio, and kind of fortunately, we went to 2 different locations that we were hoping to go live. One, who would have thought it would have been snowing like that? Jesus. Forgive me for cussing like that. But who would have thought that it would be snowing this late of the year? So we went to a orphanage, where there was an orphanage, but it burnt down, and we couldn't quite find the right location for it, so we didn't get out of the vehicle to try and traipse around the area to find the actual place. We might try it again when the weather's a little better. And then we also, while we were in the area, while we were in Ohio, we went to the beginning of Hell's Town, Ohio. And that is a place that we plan on going back. Actually, they have the whole house right at the entrance of Hell's Town that you could rent for 2 nights. And we're thinking of checking that out, seeing about doing that. If we are able to do that, we'll have all kinds of places to investigate We're actually kind of looking towards Halloween time for that. Jen says, paranormal consultant. What's that? I will only get that when I'm dead, maybe. Maybe. That's our whole thing, is we speak to those that are passed on to the next world, right? No, to kind of give him a little exposure, since you might bring that up. What he does is he's not in any particular team per se. I guess you could consider himself his own team, him and his wife. And what he does is he goes around, he helps different teams and different groups on cases and such that needs an extra hand or a little more help and knowledge and such. So, he kicks in and he helps out where he can with those in the paranormal world, as well as he gets cases himself to investigate and help out. So he gets kind of a little bit of everywhere. He's came up here to Warren to help us out a few times. One time wasn't even paranormal. Well, yeah, I guess it was part of the Harry Potter event. Jen says, sorry, dude, that was to his rest needed. Laugh out loud. Oh, I misunderstood that. I thought you were saying only way you're going to get help from him is when he passes away. Leave it to me to misunderstand. But that's the sad thing about the written word, is it's very easy to misunderstand and take in out of context and such. That's why if I'm ever in a situation where I don't, where I get a text message or something and it doesn't seem right or seems angry or something, I'll either call or text and say, did you mean it this way? And more times than not, you find out that's not the case. Oh, sure. No problem. Jen says, thank you for telling me about what he does, though. Yeah, he's a great guy. He does a lot. He's a jack of all trades. Yeah, he's got a lot of knowledge in the paranormal world, the metaphysical, and he's got a lot more knowledge than I have. But see, the smart thing about me is, if I'm able to say that I'm smart, is I surround myself with people from all walks of life, so that way, if I need some kind of help or some kind of advice, I have people I can speak with. So, and that's part of the thing where you might have noticed, or you might not have noticed, on the Facebook page, we changed our profile picture to P3 partner. And Matt's probably going to kill me for not knowing the exact words. I believe it stands for 3 P's, as in Paranormal Partner Program. Partnership. Anyways, what that is a group of paranormal-minded people. You don't even have to be in a team. Are networking and sharing para-unity and such and you guys can't see me work my hands here, teaming together to help each other out, para-unity. As a matter of fact, hashtag para-unity. And if you're watching this live, do me a favor and hashtag live, team live, or if you're not and you're doing this in replay, put in hashtag team replay. Let's see how many people watch live and how many people watch in the replay. Because I got a counter here that shows me how many people are watching, but it's not accurate. Sometimes it'll tell me there's 0 people watching, but yet I'll look over the comments and there'll be like 4 or 5 people commenting. It's like, something tells me they have to be watching if they're commenting. Sorry, I got a little distracted there. My desk is facing the window to look outside, and I don't have a curtain up because, well, I live in a wooded area, so. And a bird just came up and was watching me flying in front of my window and watching me speak to you guys. So I appreciate you guys checking out all my stuff. I didn't have no reason to be coming on, no plan on what to talk about such. I know that I have a bunch of Facebook reels. If you guys have excuse me, if you guys have a few moments, go through and check them out. And click like on as many posts as possible. That would help me out quite a bit. I think possibly as early as this weekend, the weather is supposed to be really, really great. So I might end up at a cemetery or two. If that's the case and the internet is quick enough, I will do some live streaming and see if we can get some spirit box activity going on and such. Following next week, though, we have a pre-investigation to check out. It's supposed to be a pretty interesting place. I have not talked to them about disclosing what we're able to disclose or not, or even if we're going to end up with the case. But as soon as we speak to them, which will be exactly 7 days today, once we speak to them and find out if we're able to say where and such, we'll definitely let you guys know. And sometimes we go on pre-investigations and find out that they don't really want us to do anything. They want us to come in and give advice and speak with them about what possibly could be going on, and that's okay too. It doesn't always have to be cameras out, recorders going. You know, it's not like on TV. So more times than not, you'll find out that there's a lot of downtime for paranormal investigators. Sometimes we go to places and get things set up and they fall through. There's just, what more can you do? I suppose the times that's not the case is when you pay for an investigation. If you're paying for it, then I guess you kind of expect to be able to go do it, right? What else is there? We have a group meeting coming up. And how would you guys feel about, and this is just something that just entered my head literally just a second ago. How would you guys feel about an informal meet and greet in Warren, Pennsylvania? Leave a comment. I'll probably make a Facebook post about it. It could be something set up as in where we just pick a day we'll be at one of the local parks, and whoever shows up. It might be a little more extreme, like a barbecue. We could get Leaffoot to cook for hundreds of people. I'll run that idea by him tomorrow. See what he has to say. I'm sure he'll love that idea. I'm sure the consultant will come up and hang out with us as well. Maybe late July. Just off the top of my head. Something I'll speak with Leaffoot tomorrow. There's a few other things that I have in mind that are in the initial thought process and not anything formal or anything too far yet. So make sure you keep checking in from time to time. If you avoid the pages like Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook, if you don't interact to some degree every, few days, weeks, they will stop showing our stuff to you. So you just pop in, look at something for a real quick click like or something, and they'll keep you in the mix. So do you guys like us live streaming the investigations? Thumbs up for that. If you guys like the interviews and the chit chat, give me a hearts emoji. and I won't ask for other stuff. Man, I've asked for you guys to do a lot tonight, haven't I? But I think I'm going to wrap this up here in about 5 minutes. How you doing, James? Thank you for the thumbs up. I appreciate that, my friend. Yeah, so lovely weather coming up. So I think you'll see a lot more investigating than you will these chats and such. I mean, I like chatting with you guys, don't get me wrong, but I feel like I'm rambling on and don't give you guys much value for your time when I do this. I might be wrong. I appreciate the hearts and the likes. I do, guys. Now, what would you guys... I appreciate that, Jen. Hear no evil, see no evil, say no evil. No doubt. Do you guys have any questions for me before I take off? Anything. Well, not anything. You know, gotta keep some mystery to the world, right? Would you guys like some pre-recorded videos of, say, advice showing how to use equipment or such, or would you rather that live? Would you like to... I don't know. I'm drawing a blank. It's getting late. Yeah, I know you guys are probably thinking, late. It's only 8 o'clock. And earlier for some of you guys. But many of you guys know that I go to bed very early because I'm up at 3:30 in the morning. It shows up blank on this end, Jen. But you know how I solve that is I go to my phone and I look it up and see. Oh, I really appreciate those, Jen. You know, and that's shame. This is, like I said, this is what they show me. Much love for the stars. For those that don't know, you all know what stars are now. It's been part of Facebook for probably about a year or so. It's definitely a great way to show support to those that you follow. Awesome. Yeah, I've been kind of thinking about doing... Jen says I will watch some. I've been kind of thinking about doing some basic investigating type situations. Not basic as in like, here's a flashlight, use this to see in the dark. You know, not like that, but like as in somebody that's interested in starting off in paranormal investigating, ghost hunting, you know, to say, look, don't go out and spend $400 after you've never been out on an investigation before. You know, your phone has a lot of stuff like video camera, like showing you a phone. You guys know what phones do. They have video cameras and such, pictures. You know, the phone could be good for your first 1 or 2 times. After you've done a couple investigations, then, you know, look at some place like ghoststop.com. I do a lot of shopping there. You pick up maybe a EMF detector or something a little bit along those lines, and then you kind of just build up as you go. If I remember correctly, WASP did not have much for equipment for the first 4 or 5 months. We were just getting to know each other. I think when we all met to begin with, Lee, Angel, Jay, and I, we gave ourselves a 3-month period to decide if we were getting along and if we were going to stay together as a group. And as you guys should know by now, we've been a group for 12 years. So I believe we've decided to stick with it. But it took us quite a while before we got any really serious equipment. We got an EMF detector, thanks a lot to Ursula. She bought that, and we got some tape recorders and such, or voice recorders, and we used that for a while, and that was good. And then about after 6 months or so, we bought a DVR system, which was great for the time, but we outgrew it. The software got out of date. It just wasn't the best setup after a while. We still have the DVR. Hello, Jonathan. How you doing tonight? Jonathan says, "Hey, everyone." So now we're starting to go into more GoPros and handheld cameras and such to make it easier for us not only to review evidence, but it has better video, better audio than what our DVR had. Our DVR didn't have no audio, so it was just hours of watching the still camera. Well, not still, but you guys know what I mean. That's interesting. I don't know if you guys have ever did evidence review, but you're watching 4 cameras. Say the DVR had 4 cameras, and they would go for about 4 hours. So that's 16 hours of watching video, not including the audio and everything else that goes along with it. So it was definitely a challenging thing sometimes. Excuse me. So is there any famous locations where you guys live that you would like to investigate? Any haunted locations that scare you or spook you when you think about it? If so, leave a comment. Maybe I've heard of them. And I know every neighborhood has one house that everybody's creeped out. Families don't seem to stay in very long. Seems to be abandoned for years on end. Everybody seems to have one of those houses where they grew up at, which makes for an excellent memories. And I know there was one house that I used to cross the street when it started getting dark. I refused to walk by that house after nighttime when like dusk. The street lights are coming on. 5-year-old, 6-year-old Mr. Fedora was not going by that house. And you know, back about when I was about 7, 8, that was around 82, 83. Now you guys could figure out my age. Kids were allowed to roam around their neighborhoods a little bit, and it wasn't. Forgive me if this bothers people saying this, but they call it helicopter parenting. There wasn't that, so we as kids ran around and did some things that probably wasn't good. We probably should go back and replace some of those mailboxes and pay for some of those windows that we broke as kids. But not you guys. You guys are top-notch kids, weren't you? Jonathan says, we are going to the Trivett Clinic here in North Carolina. We're going live from there this Saturday around 8 p.m. Awesome, Jonathan. That sounds... I have not heard of it, but make sure you drop a link or send me the link, and we'll definitely put it on the page for people to find. There's no reason why we shouldn't be able to share our stuff. I'm not here by myself, so if you see me looking over my shoulder, I'm looking for somebody alive, not paranormal sense. But that's awesome. Is there a lot of claims to the place, Jonathan, or is this something that you're going to, as an initial group, are you guys the first ones in or not? I know that it's really interesting when you're first one into a place because you don't know, you don't have no background. Hi, stuff. We don't have no background or anything to go off of and to figure out or how to set things up. However, being the first ones in could be very frustrating because you could definitely end up with nothing and waste your time. Though I don't find most of the time is a waste of time. Everything you could learn from practice setting up, tear down, make things more efficient and such. I remember when we first started investigating. It's so hard to adjust your hat on camera. I remember when we first were investigating, setup would take like an hour and a half. Once we got the DVR and such, setup would take like an hour and a half. And then tear down. It always seemed like it took forever. But of course, we're tired. We're trying to be professional by not knocking stuff over or leaving dead batteries around and such. So there's a lot to be in a team going into people's homes, by the way, too. Maybe that's a series I should try. How to be the respectful paranormal team. Don't smoke in people's homes, even if they allow it. Go off their property or a designated spot. Don't leave wrappers laying around on the ground or cigarette butts. Don't drink at people's homes unless they're friends of yours, unless you're invited to chase those kind of spirits. Just be overall respectful, as I'm sure you guys are aware of that. I was trying to make it to the half-hour mark, but my bedtime is calling me, my friends. So I appreciate everybody stopping in. I appreciate the stars that was sent. I might go live over the weekend a couple times. If so, I will try to give you guys a heads up so you can kind of be ready to catch it. If not, I will see you when I can. And as always, stay spooky, my friends. Good night. Oh, hold on. Wait for Jonathan to come in at the last moment to say something. Jonathan says there are lots of claims. It was hospital clinic, 1932 to 1938, detox center, nursing home, boys club. Yeah, hit me up with the link and such, and I'll be happy to share it on the page. That's for sure. And for this time, I really mean it. Stay spooky, my friends, and have a good night.